Okay, Jimmy Allison has retired.
What?
Yes, so that's where I rushed to see him off.
Oh,
They said I guess they escort people out of the building differently than what they do on this side.
Oh,
So on
really?
the civil side, they had mariachis.
Yeah,
they
that's
had-
what I was walking, I was coming from the back
Yeah.
and I went, what the heck's going on? Is it Fiesta already?
Yeah,
And anyway, so, yeah, I saw that. So that's what that was all about.
yes. Usually when they escort you out on this side, there are deputies who are with you.
They tell you empty your pockets
Yeah.
and go out the side door, please.
I always thought it was odd in the DA's office when they let people go. They've been let go because somebody escorts them out and escorts them out of the courthouse. Like, this is a public place.
Like what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. I always said if I were ever escorted out while I was working for the DA's office, I would grab my little box because I never put up a lot of stuff. I'm not the frou-frou at the office. I would have just grabbed my plants, walked out, and then I would have came right back in. And then I
Just a
would have said,
turnaround.
Stephanie Boyd representing.
Yeah, well, I hope to get out of the game within a year myself.
No.
Yeah, I'm like sending people, referring out and doing all kinds of things. I want a clean house.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna tell anybody. Someone's just gonna say, hey, whatever happened to Tony?
You know what? I told people that's what I want when I pass. Has anybody seen Stephanie Boyd? And somebody said, she died 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah, she's gone or Tony's
Yeah.
gone, whatever. Man, I still have the fire in the belly, but I just
Well,
want to take it
help me.
easy.
There are some attorneys who told me they're sort of semi-retired. They'll only come in for their cases. They try to get them all set on a separate date. And then they come back if there's a trial. Maybe you can do that because we would miss you.
Well, I've got to finish up because, that's why I'm saying a year, because I've got some stuff I really need to try. There's just no way around it.
Mhm.
So I just want to get that over with.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll do a traffic ticket or two or something like that.
Traffic tickets are so complicated.
They're a pain.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go when I was practicing, the rules would change of how you go over there and what window you go to, then the next one, then the next one. Come on.
Go in this line,
Yeah.
then the bailiff is there stopping me. What were you here for? I don't need to get in. And then it's like, it's worse than federal court.
Oh, yeah. Hey, come on down. Okay, what is your name?
Medina.
Okay, let me just find you on the docket. Right. Do you know the case number you were given? Yes. What's the case number you were given? 2024?
TR
Mhm.
008948.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 008948W, State of Texas versus Francis Medina. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel S. Clark with the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Tony Jimenez for Miss Medina. I just need to ask you a few questions. I explained to you earlier that I'm going to be standing in for Anita Garza. Is that correct?
Yes.
And after we had that brief discussion, do you raise any objections to me standing in for
No.
Miss Garza today?
No.
And do you understand that everything that we went over is the same thing that Miss Garza spoke to you about
Yes.
earlier,
Yes.
as far as the agreements and
Yes.
your signatures and all of that?
Yes.
So you're fine with me standing in for Miss
Yes.
Garza?
Yes.
That's all, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, counsel, you've received all of the discovery. Are you aware that Ms. Garza has received all of the discovery in this case?
I'm aware, Your Honor.
All right, and did Ms. Garza go over the discovery with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with
Yes,
your
ma'am.
attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your
Yes.
attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to hold you over for trial?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up that right?
Yes.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days, a full 2 days, after the information has been presented to him,
Yes,
and also 10 days to prepare for trial.
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights?
yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to enter a plea bargain agreement in this case and give up all of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading up information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. And the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you
Yes.
understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand you're charged by information with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram?
Yes,
That's a
ma'am.
state jail felony.
Yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state
ma'am.
would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and
Yes,
up to a
ma'am.
$10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has she been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Ms. Medina, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and they're asking that you be considered for the Esperanza Court. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand that if the court follows this agreement, the court will ask that you remain in custody until you're interviewed and accepted with Esperanza Court?
Yes, ma'am.
And if Esperanza Court does not accept you, then you will come back to this court and we'll figure out what's the best course of action. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, is that the plea?
It is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, there have been no motions given to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers a single one and all that.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations
Yes,
with
ma'am.
your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right,
Just
So-
respectfully, if the court would follow the state's recommendation.
all right. So, Miss Medina, when's the last time you had employment?
About like 20-something years. I've been disability for like over a lot of years.
All right, what's your disability?
941.
Okay.
I've
All
been
right,
disabled. I'm 100% disabled.
okay. All right, do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, I have 24.
24 grandchildren? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yes, my kids got busy.
All right, so how old is the youngest?
She's like 6,
And how
and
old
my
is the
oldest, she turned 16 this May.
Wait a minute. The youngest one is,
Like 6. Yes, I got 4 boys and 2 girls.
all right, no, your grandchildren. You say you have a total of 24 grandchildren?
Yes, my oldest one is my first one was born. She's 16. I'm 51.
Okay, and you have 24 grandchildren?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. They miss me dearly.
all right. So, there's gonna be a $500 fine.
Okay.
That will be probated. So what that means is if you successfully complete everything, you won't have to pay that.
Okay,
2 years deferred adjudication. This is what I want done in custody. I want an evaluation for Esperanza Court and a TAP evaluation. If she's not accepted into Esperanza Court, then we'll come back here and I'll see what the TAP evaluation says, okay?
okay,
There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with Keith D as in David
yes, ma'am.
Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So if you're having contact with your grandchildren, there needs to be another adult there for
Okay.
supervision.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom
Yes, ma'am.
or in person,
Okay,
120 sober meetings
okay,
and 120 days. Field visits,
yes, ma'am.
1 time per month
Yes, ma'am.
until further notice.
Yes, ma'am.
120 hours of community service restitution. Since you have 24 grandchildren, I'm sure some of them are very young.
Yes, they are.
Once you complete parenting classes, then I'll deem the community service hours satisfied.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And there's going to be regular random UAs.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, ma'am, that'll be it.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing, some of the activities that you've been engaging in, those are very dangerous
Yes,
to your
ma'am.
health.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If
Okay,
you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court and talk to me.
yes, ma'am.
If you're accepted into Esperanza Court, that's a treatment court.
Okay,
What that means is they will monitor your progress.
okay,
And when you I'm going to say when, not if. When you graduate from Esperanza Court, let me know and I will show up to your graduation, okay?
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll be there, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
So I'm just gonna wait for Esperanza and that's it.
No, what's going to happen, probation is going to go over conditions with you.
Okay,
And then Esperanza Court will probably see you at the latest, maybe September 3rd, because September 2nd is a holiday.
okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a seat.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, sure.
Seeing you.
Have a good one. Oh, you too, always.
Oh, yes.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
What's that?
Hmm? No, it's Keith D. Jones.
So is it all Keith and things?
No, Keith and D as in David Jones
Thank you, Judge.
With the K.
with a K. Yes. Is my accent just bye? Have a good one.
I hear Pete.
Ah, no, Keith.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
It is.
All right, we'll see you